Hi, everyone. My name is Mary Copeland. I am your instructor for the semester. And I just wanted to go over the class, how to navigate the class, and show you some of the most important things. Also, I want to show you the textbook that we're using. It's called the Asking the Right Questions. It's right there. Um, that book, it's listed in the syllabus. It has the ISBN number. You can rent that textbook digitally. You can get it through the bookstore. I think it's more expensive on Amazon. So you do need the book. We use the book every week. So you'll want to get the book as soon as possible. All right. Let me show you the class and we'll get going. So when you log in, you are going to see this page. This is the home page. It will change every week. I'll put up the new announcements, past announcements are here. I'll put up a new announcement for the week on what's due. And the other really important thing I want to show you about the class is the to-do list over here. I know students who've taken online courses before really rely on that to-do list, and I think it's really helpful, but it doesn't tell the whole story. Canvas only allows an instructor to put in one due date for an assignment, but when we have discussions, there's two due dates. You have to make your initial discussion by Thursday every single week. That does not change throughout the semester. Discussions are very predictable. So you'll have a discussion every week. Your initial discussion is due Thursday, and then your two peer responses are due by Thursdays. But this is always going to show the latest date. So like right now, this shows January 26th, which is Sunday. That's the last day, but you need to make your initial discussion by Thursday. And so that's just something to remember. I have that in several places to remind students, but once they get with the schedule, it doesn't seem to be a problem. So over here is your modules and what your board what your shell looks like. The other thing I forgot to tell you about the to-do list, the to-do list is just assignments. That doesn't tell you, oh, before you do X, you actually have to read something. So I'm going to show you where all of that is. All of your work, everything that you do is going to be in the modules. So you'll click on the modules and it gives you information. I have some resources here. I'll talk about that in a minute. MLA information about writing essays. Hopefully you're familiar with MLA format. Hopefully you learned that in English 101. But I do have some resources for you about that. And then, right now I have your week 1 activities. You have to introduce yourself to the class. There's a couple of quizzes. I actually haven't added the due date, so I'll add those to make sure those show up. You have a quiz on the syllabus and a quiz on plagiarism, the use of AI. That's just for this week. Each week, a new module will open with new information, new things to read, different assignments, that sort of thing. I'm going to go over to the syllabus. I am not going to go through the entire syllabus. I do have a quiz on the syllabus that's designed to get you to actually read the course policies. I do want to show you that you have, here's my office hours. I have a new office, so I'll put that in there. It's actually, they're tearing down our building. So we have a new office, so I'll list that on there as well. For you, usually online students want virtual office hours. So I do have virtual office hours on Tuesdays from 9 to 10. But if that time doesn't work for you, you can always email me and we can set up an appointment just about any time to meet that's good for you if you have any questions or need any clarification. Typically, the best way to get a hold of me is through email. One thing I want to mention is that there's that comment feature in Canvas where, students will submit something Or maybe I'll make a comment like on something that they turned in, and I'll put something in the comment section and they'll respond with a question. If you have a question, you need to email me. I don't usually respond in the comment section, only I just make comments on assignments. So always email me with a question. So I've got course description, important dates. The important dates are about, when's the last date to drop, when's the last day to withdraw, all important information that you need to know in case you feel like you're not going to be able to keep up with the class. You want to know those dates. So here's the required textbook information, gives the ISBN number. So that is the only book that you need. Any other readings, I will post in Canvas. I like to show students how much time this class will take. It's a guideline. So this is a 4-unit class. That means there's 4 hours of in-class time, and then there are an additional 8 hours of outside of class time each week. That's a total of 12 hours a week in order to be successful. I think that varies from student to student. Some students write quickly and read quickly, others take more time, but I think it's a good guideline. That's typically why they say taking 12 units is considered full-time. So it is a time-consuming class, so hopefully I just think that's a good gauge so that you know what your other commitments are, how many other classes you're taking, and then you're outside, do you work, have a family, whatever those commitments are, so you know about how much time to expect to work on the class. Late work policy, I want you to read all of that, grading, discussion guidelines. Again, discussions, initial posts are due on Thursdays. Responses are due on Sundays. I am going to talk for a minute about academic honesty. So I've updated it with a pretty extensive AI and plagiarism policy. I think AI can be useful, but not in an academic writing class. And so I want you to read through this, turn it in, checks for AI, and students tend to be using it quite a bit. And so here's some of the basic policies that I've implemented. AI is plagiarism. You're using somebody else's ideas. You have your own voice, your own unique way of writing. And that's what I'm interested in seeing. AI is typically formulaic and robotic and very easy to detect. So Turnitin checks for plagiarism, which is just something cut and pasted. It also checks for AI, but it doesn't notify you, but it notifies me, and it says, hey, 60% of this essay is AI or 70% of it's AI. And if that happens, you'll receive a 0 on the assignment. But I also know that students have found ways around that as well. So what I've had to come to do is that if I do suspect AI, what is one of the options, not always, but one of the options is to have some sort of oral exam on the content, where we meet over Zoom and we discuss the content, and possibly even doing some sort of writing, something handwritten in some sort of form while I'm here with you that produces similar content as the AI. So there's lots of options when it comes to AI. My advice is just don't use it, and then we won't have to have those discussions. So that would be really great. I want you to read through all of this and let me know if you have any questions or concerns. I do put here an oral exam may be required to help determine the originality. So things like that. And that oral exam may also include the burden of proof is on you to prove that it is your work, and possibly even a writing test where you'll be required to handwrite some similar writing under some sort of controlled conditions. So that said, enough said. I don't want to belabor the idea, just that AI is so interesting and really cool for some things, but not in an academic composition class where you're working on your composition skills. So with that said, I'm going to move on and go back to the syllabus here. So there's two separate quizzes, one on the syllabus, and then there's one just on plagiarism and AI that you'll want to take this week. College level material, I just like to point out that sometimes we will talk or discuss things that may have what some people consider a PG or R rating. If that is if that's something that is uncomfortable for you, you might want to consider taking a different class. Let me go back to the modules, and I want to show you one more thing. So up here, using Office 365, if you didn't know it, you have access to Office 365 as a student. I recommend using that over Google Docs because you'll be able to upload your essays right in Word. It's a free service. If you haven't gotten it through the school as a student, you do get it for free. You just have to go in and log in and use it. If you struggle with that, contact the help desk. Brightwave course materials, I left this link here. You can get your digital rental, and I believe it will show up in that link, but you do have to buy it to get it to show up in that link. This is the reading and assignment schedule. I'll let you look at that. The thing that I want to show you is just a course overview. Like, what is it that we're going to do? So we're going to write a total of 4 essays. The 4th essay is a research paper that is 6 to 8 pages. You almost always have a minimum of 2 weeks to do essays. Most weeks there'll be a discussion where you have initial response and responded to peers. There might be an occasional week where we don't do discussions, but we do them just about every week. Each week there's going to be an exercise from the textbook. Each week I will post new modules with readings and exercises. There's a midterm on logical fallacies, a final exam, and some timed writing exams. So that's just the basics of what we'll be doing over the semester. Other than that, I don't think I have anything else. Feel free to reach out to me if you have any questions. And I look forward to our semester together. See you soon.